Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Our day is beginning, there's so much to do.
And TGIF, happy Friday to all, and welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by three very good friends and co-hosts, kicking it off with Mr. Lucas King, LC King, on YouTube. Good morning, Lucas. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm doing well. Just relaxing and getting into the show would be good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. I know you've got some couple things to talk about that are pretty exciting. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala. You may know him as Good Times for All on the YouTubes. Zachary, how the hell are you, sir?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Lucas. Hey, that other guy out there. Not too bad. Pretty good week. It was, good week. What's today? It's Friday, my dudes, isn't it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I said
Yeah,
Friday,
It
didn't I?
sure is.
Sweet. Yeah, I was reading that article about Antarctica, and I had come across this one part, and it made me laugh real hard, so I kind of missed the opening.
That's pretty
But
good.
yeah, maybe we'll talk about that here in a sec. Yeah,
Yeah,
the good stuff.
I'm curious as to what it was that made you guffaw. And finally, last but never the least in our hearts, Mr. Walter Johnson. You may know him from Flat Earth Head channel on YouTube. Walter, how are you, sir?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you all are fine. I'm fine. It's Friday, my dudes.
It's
Little
Friday, my
anxiety building up because I was not sure if I should talk or not talk. If you had some kind of sound going, I wasn't hearing because that does happen sometimes. So
It does.
sorry about that. I'll try to get over my anxiety. Maybe there's a drug that I could take out there that would help me get over my anxiety.
Oh, my God. I don't know about the anxiety
We're having a
one.
discussion right
don't-
this morning.
Yeah, I don't
Go
know if
ahead. Go
they
ahead.
nailed
Zach,
down
please.
the anxiety thing yet, but hey, if you don't want to be a human anymore, they got you covered. All right. Elon Musk is pumping out this new drug. It's called Regretamin. Regretamin.
Legit.
So you take the drug and you have no regrets anymore. It's great. If you don't want to be a human being and you want to be a psychopath, we got you covered. You won't feel anything anymore. It'll be great. You can do anything. This is
Comfortably numb.
insanity. Yeah. Regretamin, folks. Elon Musk. Don't try it around me, please.
Isn't that already what they call Special K? I'm just kidding.
No, I think that's what they call a frontal lobotomy.
Or bath salts.
No, seriously, isn't that what they call it? I thought I heard that back in a song, maybe a song I've listened to accidentally playing my game because there's all kind of music I get exposed to in my game that I don't normally get
That's
exposed
probably where
to.
they
So
got the
perhaps
name
that's
from,
where I heard
Walt.
it. Sir,
Yeah, probably where they got the name for it from a
I
song.
wouldn't doubt it. Let me look it up. Regretamine. Is that what you're really truly saying?
Yeah,
You're not just
regret.
joking because this
Hey,
being a
mine.
show, us being
That's-
entertaining.
No.
Wow, holy crap.
Yeah,
Holy
even
crap.
in
Another
people are like,
derogatory
"Is he
term
joking?"
for ketamine, specifically denotes a case that results in embarrassment or regret. Well, hello, song lyric stuff that they're bringing to real life. Hello, world. Oh, my goodness. You can't write
Yeah,
this
you
stuff.
take your ketamine and then after you do a bunch of shit you're gonna regret, you take your regretamine and you're cool. They got you all set. All the means are in there.
I'm wondering what it does physiologically, what it's doing to your brain that kicks off your regrets.
And how many does it take
Huh.
to you not having regrets ever again?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
Fun for the whole
You
family.
need regrets. You need to have regrets about things.
Yes.
That's your consciousness.
Yes, that's
That's
what
your
makes us
conscience. You
human.
know, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Let's turn that little voice in our head off so it keeps pestering me.
Yeah.
That's how you learn from your mistakes. You know what was a good idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Every bad choice I've ever made. I don't mind.
I mean, what advancement is this? This is not an advancement. This isn't something I'd ever want to take. And I enjoy experimenting from time to time with stuff, you know? When I was younger, I really enjoyed it. But I would never have taken this, ever.
I know, but it's coming from Elon, so how seriously can we take it? I mean,
Yeah, even his little minion followers were like, he's joking, right? Right?
Mhm.
No, not a joke. I mean, that's how the article starts. It's a joke, right? Right? It's crazy.
what's he saying? You know, it's so real, it's fake, or what was that thing?
That was his Tesla car in space.
That's just one of the side effects of regretamine.
Yeah, well, he probably needs to take it because he's like, well, I should have probably not done that little trick, should I?
Yeah, I'm fleecing the American people out of all this money. Starting to feel a little bad about it. But wait,
Well, there's an album out there
We
by
got
a little
something for that.
gentleman named.
sorry,
Oh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Josh.
I was just bullshitting. Go ahead.
No, there's an album out there by a little gentleman named B.O.B. If you weren't exposed to his truthing a few years ago, it was pretty awesome stuff. And this whole thing reminds me of a song that I'm not going to play because of its content being a little edgy, but I will drop it there in chat for you guys. Go listen to Substance Abuse off of his Ether album. It's pretty funny. There's a commercial for some, I hope, made up drug, but then again, I thought this was a made up drug, and here we are in this world. So, but anyway, go listen to it. I'll drop it here too.
Yeah, I'll pull up that link for regretamine. Oh gosh. Yeah, of course it's about it. It's made from one of his companies, of
What?
course.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, imagine that.
It's an infomercial. Gotcha.
It's his company, Neuralink, a company which manufactures implantable brain-machine interfaces.
Well, I guess if you're going to put electronic implants in your brain, one thing you're going to definitely need is something to take those regrets away. I would guess. I would guess.
Probably shouldn't have got the chip. Here, take
You know,
this.
damn, here, take this. You're good.
Yeah, others admitted they did not fully understand what he was tweeting about, but speculated that it could be a joke. Nope, not a joke.
Not a joke.
Oh, and I heard, all right, Elon's mother was talking about his test scores being so high back in South Africa in programming and something else, not like all around, okay? Programming and the computer nerd stuff that he was into. He tested so high, that's how it starts off, that thing, that he tested so high that they had to retest him because they had never seen scores so high. And then later on in the interview comes the real quote. It starts off with, if I remember correctly, they had to retest your scores because they were so high. Yeah, if I remember correctly. So we're
Sure, that's
how old is Elon? 50. 50 something. Elon's mom's in her 70s. So we're talking about something that happened almost 40 years ago. And if she remembers correctly, no, I'm not going to base my opinion on Elon on if his mom remembers correctly or not. You know, some of these computer people, Jaren's a great case. Very smart, you know, smart as a whip when it comes to a lot of things. But then there's certain things that they've never developed those, you know, those thoughts, those ideas, they spent so much time doing one thing. That's why Bob and Cammy are so adamant about Jaren. You have to be social. You have to be around other people. You have, you know, your own age. Being around adults all the time, it's okay, you know, but you need to be around people your own age to learn the social structures of society and all that kind of stuff, you know, just to learn how to communicate with people your own age. I don't think Elon ever did that, ever. You can tell Elon's different.
I don't think his whole things seems like a fabrication. His whole life seems like a fabrication to me. It's basically, and the company is, you know, it was nearly purely government funded. So.
Oh yeah, I mean the only thing he ever did was PayPal. That was the programming and all that stuff. That's what he did. They had a great idea, you know.
The book with the Baron on Mars named Elon and all that bullshit. What was the book? I can't remember. Anyone? Sorry, my brain's still not awake. But
it was the one. Yeah, what's his name wrote it?
Right, somebody that we all are like going, oh my God, really? This guy wrote this book with this character that is now living amongst us? Oh, well, that's a shocker.
Yeah. Warner von Braun.
Yep, there we go.
Wrote a book about a man who's going to lead people to live on Mars named Elon. Can't make this shit up, folks.
But you can if you live in a fabricated reality.
Yeah.
The one they fabricate. That doesn't mean we're in it, but that means they're damn sure trying to fucking build it.
Ooh, Liz is talking about planting seeds.
Go, Liz. Put them in your mouth.
Wait one more week, Liz. Wait for that new moon to come around.
Speaking of moon,
you've got time.
Came around the corner 2 nights ago, and the moon being not full looked full. Does that make any sense? It was so bright, so low, so filling the sky. It was just really low. The altitude had to be incredibly low. It felt crazy. It was like 2 nights ago, and it was not even, I mean, we're not even, close to finishing, I don't know, halfway, I think, or heading to past halfway, but it's definitely not full, but it sure felt full and looked full. The energy felt full. I don't know. It was pretty weird. I took a picture, but my phone didn't really give you the comparison size of what it looked like down to me on the ground. So, and I know the whole saw of, oh, well, it's just low in the sky and it's next to buildings and that's why it looks so big. No, the fucking thing was huge. It was low. There's no doubt. It was right above us. And I didn't notice the day to see if the sun had any kind of unusual thing going on. So I can't really compare, but definitely.
And it drives me nuts when people say that the moon doesn't change sizes. It drives me insane. It changes size up to 13% every month, folks. Every month it goes between the tropics. And when it's real high north, it looks real big to us. And when it's real far south, it gets 13% smaller.
Oh, that's interesting.
The sun does it about half. It'll do 5 to 6% throughout the year. And about 2% every single day the sun changes size. And you'll still hear flat earthers saying that the sun doesn't change size. But it does every single day.
Speaking of moon,
Matt Trade nailed this home and then went and verified it with the Royal Observatory. And he was talking to a guy there, and they were talking about sun rotation, you know, in the pictures that they take. And he couldn't get their raw data. You could only get stuff that's already been doctored and rearranged to make it look all, like it's not doing the wagon wheel in the sky.
Mhm.
Wheel in the sky, keep on trying. Anyway, so Lucas, Moore's Hindu lunar mansions. Does that mean anything to you?
Maybe
I'm
not.
no, you're the guy that I knew might know because I came across this in the book, the History of the World book. When I saw the picture, I don't know, it did something to me. It really hit me like, wow, have I seen this? And I had not. But something about it just felt, I don't know. And so the guy who put it together, Edgar Moore, some old spiritualist. I really don't. There's no info. That's the problem because the picture was in the book. There was a caption under it saying the guy's name. It was mentioned for half a second in the text, and we moved on. Which is unfortunately a lot of this book being that it's covering such a huge topic. I'm getting a lot of that where it's something that hits me and I go to look for it. Well, this one I went to look for it. It's not there. There's nothing about it out there. I found the image on one of the stock places, Almay or one of them. The only place I found the image, I had to go digging through. I had to sign up for Pinterest, digging through there to find someone who had a copy of this picture so I could share it with you without it being a big whatever. So the fact the picture was hard to find, the fact there's no info about the guy out there hardly at all. I'm throwing it your way. I'm going to throw it out there for you guys in chat as well. I'll put the picture maybe in the show description and I'll link to it here where you guys can see it and maybe help me find out some info about it. It turns out that it's, it's impossible to find info now on the internet. Shocker, I know. But these days it's just like when I sent that message through the chat yesterday about Hadibov.
That's crazy.
Has disappeared from the internet. If you don't know what that is, you should. And if you had that info a few years ago when we were all talking about it and still can link it, please link it to me because I dug through archives, through the back, the Wayback Machine. I did everything to try to find this crap, and it's not there anymore, which is highly suspect when it was kind of everywhere for a minute. Go looking for reptilians. It's everywhere. It's all out there. You can find everything you want to know about that. But go look up Hattie Bob, and let's talk about the arachnids for a minute. And that's not out there. So I don't know. Agendas being pushed and others being hidden. It's usually a place to go look.
Yeah, well, I'm familiar with the 27 and this one's a 28 lunar mansion, but there is a 27 one as well. That's very interesting, just the way they divide the sky up into 27, which is I tried to draw it once using geometry, and it's extremely difficult to divide a circle into 27. Even numbers, no problem.
Right, and I thought that was kind of unusual as well, the number of things. And yeah, I think maybe that was why it was mentioned, that it was so unusual. And in this part of the book, they're talking about the different the ways the sky are set up, the different cultures looking at the skies different ways, but yet still seeing similar things across all these different cultures. And that one reference, and that was it. So
the 27, would that have to do with the days that the moon is lit, and then you add in the days where there's the new moon? And would that equal 364, 365, somewhere around there?
Well, for the 28, you would do 28 times 13. Is that correct? 13 months.
Yeah.
So that'll give you that will. Yeah, but that doesn't. For a lunar month, it's really about 29 days. So there's sort of 13 missing from it. This is how I understand it anyway. So the new moons are taken out.
Okay.
But that's just my. I can't be too sure of that. So
right,
don't hold me to it.
I really haven't had any other, So that's the best of anything that I've had with it yet. Well, definitely just it hit me weird, just enough to pull it out and get the picture finally. And it took me a minute to dig up the picture for sure. So
yeah, so that's your 13 zodiac signs in a sense as well. When you have the 28 sort of day lunar months, and then and that'll give you the 364, and then it's 30 days of 12 plus the 4 sort of rest days, which happen on the solstices and the equinox, and that will give you 364 as well. So that sort of ties in the 13 and the 12 months. That will be the 364-day calendar.
I'm actually
Yeah,
trying
it
to pull
was.
up that PDF to remember exactly the phrasing of what they mentioned. Go ahead. Sorry, Zach.
It's getting ready to be plant season, so I was thinking, do I plant this month? Is this the new moon that I start? Doing all my stuff to get ready. Is it time? And so I haven't heard back yet, but I sent a message to Just Jack. He is into the Hebrew calendar, and their calendar is based on the seasons. The months change throughout the year. Sometimes there's 12 months a year, sometimes there's 13. It all depends on the winter harvest. You don't start your new year until your winter harvest has fully seasoned and you've gathered it. Then you have your week-long celebration, which is Shavuot in the spring. And you go up on a mountain and party in tents, and all your worldly desires you do in that 1 week. All the things you're not supposed to do throughout the year, you do it all that 1 week. And then you go
then
back
you take
and plant the
regretment
fields.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Kind of like the purge.
Then you go back and plant your seeds, and when you do it that way, your harvest, it's like working with nature. Your stuff isn't ready to harvest in the middle of the summer when it's all super hot and your plants, aren't fully grown and they didn't get the whole cycle they need. Like, they know, the plants know. And if this plant isn't done, then you don't start the next plant, your next harvest before you can't plant a field before you harvested your last field. You got to harvest a field before you go and plant it again. So that's how they did it. And Just Jack has told me in the past, because he's been doing this for years now, and there's a group of people that they'd all, for these festivals, they'd meet up together from all over the country. And some of them decided to do it on this one month. And Jack was like, no, you guys, it's not time yet. Look around. The fields aren't ready yet. It's not. It's next month this year. And they're like, no, you're just. So they went out there and went camping, and they froze their butts off. All right. It was not time to go camping yet. Then they did their 6 months later, and they went to their summer festival, and it was, 105 degrees out. It was horrible camping weather. They were all miserable. Just Jack waited a month, had perfect camping weather in the spring, and then waited a month. So instead of in that September that year when it was super hot, they were in October when they had theirs, and it was beautiful. Weather was perfect. All the plants did great. Yeah, you have to work with nature. You can't tell nature when it's time. Nature's going to tell you when it's time, and you have to listen.
Yeah, and I think those calendars are way closer to the ones that I try to point out on my channel with the 364 and these type of calendars and when they actually start, because of that exact reason as well. And I think when you apply these, these standard ways of, 30 days, have your equal, you can actually calculate these things a lot easier. But also I think that the elite do know these calendars and know the proper cycle of when they do things as well. So I think our calendar doesn't really reflect. It's sort of out by about half a month in a sense. So that throws us all out. Not to mention these calendars, as far as I can tell, is that the days of the week are actually set, so they don't change from year to year. And this means that your holidays and all these sort of things end up being on the same day. So you can set, you had it last Saturday, this time, at that, this time through the year, and then you go the next year, you'll have it it'll be on a Saturday. It's really predictable. Whereas our calendar, things shift, and you can never actually pinpoint or actually set things on a certain day. So it is actually so much better when you look at these older calendars compared to ours, and how ours just keeps throwing us out of the cycle, just like daylight savings and that sort of thing.
I was
It's like
about
constant.
to say, sir, add some daylight saving times to that, and you've got a bunch of crazy people running around chasing cheese in a maze. Well, I guess we're about to do a break here in just a minute. So definitely stay with us. Before we go to this break, a little sad news in our community. If you haven't heard, Stan Smith, he was a big pioneer of the 360 camera back in the day, Cosmic Surfer, and damn it, the other guy.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. By Christine, great for heart palpitations. By Anne, before I started using this product, every afternoon
Good morning. It's great to stay off late. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay off late. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Our day is beginning. There's so much to do.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Thank God it's Friday. Yay!
And welcome back to the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio. Josh, Walt, Zach, and Lucas hanging out with you this morning. Just talking and covering stuffs.
Just to get back to that calendar thing for 2 seconds. I thought it would be cool to have like an app where you could actually flip between like your normal calendar and a 365, the other types of calendars as well. I thought, and then it would be cool to have it with Dave Weiss's, Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. You could have a proper calendar linked up with the Zodiac, and yeah, I just thought that would be
some
really
of the
cool.
options on that app that let you change the way the phone, the clock face does things, shows you different things. That doesn't seem too outrageous of an add to it, in addition to what it can already do. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an apper, not an appist, nor I'm an appifier, but he might know. Well, we reached out to Dave when he was hanging out with us Friday morning. It was Friday morning.
And he turns up in the chat.
Yeah, that was Tuesday morning. Sorry. Oh, wow. Look at that dude. His ears must have
Dave's
been-
ears were burning.
That's crazy.
Why don't you run that idea by Dave there, Lucas?
Yeah, I should.
Just being silly. Reach out. We'll definitely. You seem to have some morning time on your hands there, Dave. If you have some time, we probably have a way we can reach out to you actually this morning. So I'm not really sure.
A couple of his. That's my thing I do. I listen to his interviews. He's got it's like up to 180 now. It's like every day there's a couple added, and they're usually an hour long. Sometimes they're a little bit shorter, I think very few are like a half hour. There's a couple of the radio ones where he's on like the big radio channels and stuff like that. He doesn't have as much time. He did a great one with some folks from Greenville. All right. And they were drinkers. Their whole podcast was based around them drinking a certain type of beverage. They'd tell you how they made it, and they'd just get drunk and interview people. And they were real cool, real open-minded, but they're going to be at the Solar Return in 3 weeks from today. Well, it'll be Friday. We have the pavilion across the hall from the Shriner Center, Greenville, South Carolina, March 26th and 27th. 27th will be at the Shriner Hall, but the 26th will be across the street We have the pavilion all day long. There's going to be cookouts and people playing guitar and singing, and it's going to be hundreds of open-minded people. And yeah, I can't wait to meet these people. They just seem so cool. You know, they were not flat earthers when it started, but they were like, you know, when certain people that have that open mind, when they hear the truth, it just rings true. You know, that click goes off. They're like, no way. And yet I had doubts for a long time, you know, even after seeing Too Far at first. It's like, okay, how do I explain this? You know, it took a little bit of time, but they're on the right path. And they said for sure they're going to be there at the solar return. So I can't wait. I'm going to find them for sure and say, hey. But yeah, if you want to learn how to wake people up, David's talking about doing Zoom meetings with 100 people in them. You know, where you bring your friends and family that you want to wake up, but you can't get through to, you know, you just don't have it down yet. Or if you just want to sit and listen and learn how to wake up people, answer all the questions. There's only a handful of questions. Everybody asks the same ones. And if you get it down, you know, and it's best to do it, I'm telling you, watch Dave. He does it all in a certain order. If they ask a question that, you know, like the why the lie, you save that one. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's show you what that flat earth actually is and how you believe something totally ludicrous that you think we believe. You believe we think this, and that's wrong. You know, there's a certain process to it. And yeah, if you really want to get good at this, at waking people up to this reality, it's a great tool to have. Just the interviews. I mean, having the app is great too, but if you watch his interviews and just pay attention to how he does it, it's amazing. And I don't know how he does it. It's that small hat magic. It's got to be. Dave can call people stupid right to their face, or brainwashed, or ignorant, and they don't get mad. They laugh. I don't know how he does it. Yeah.
I'm going to shoot him a link just to see if he's got the time or the inclination.
I'm struggling here on Skype trying to. Oh, I know why. Never mind.
So there it is in Skype, David. I dropped you one.
There we go. That's my problem. I was looking into it. Well, I found it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank David for sharing my video I put out last weekend. He put it on his app, and it went gangbusters. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of good feedback from quite a few people.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, David said he'd be able to join us in about 10 minutes or so.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Got to go get purred up. I don't know how he can even talk anymore.
Get that hair right.
God, doing like 20 some odd interviews a week. And you'll notice if you go through and pay attention to the dates, like on Monday and Tuesday, David sounds crisp. Wednesday, he starts getting a little tickle in his throat. And then by Friday, he's like, hold on, give me a second. Just, yeah, he's out there doing it, man, every day. And even on his days off, he's working. I felt bad asking him about, it was Sunday, and I asked him, hey, think I should do anything else to this video? And while I was sending it, I was like, oh man, this is his, you know, like his one day off a week to just relax. I was like, at least I'm not making him talk though. I'm just texting it in Skype. But yeah, you know, this is an important message. It really is. And it has nothing to do with the shape of the earth. Nothing at all. The shape of the earth is irrelevant. It's the lie that matters. You know, this is something they cannot hide from us. This isn't, you know, some horrible event that happened where things got destroyed and then cleaned up and swept away under a rug to where we can't go and sift through all, you know, the data. We can't. It's gone. They can't hide the earth from us. They can't hide, big giant lakes. They can't. This is the one thing that we can prove while they're standing there right next to us and say, look, use your senses. Quit listening to nonsense and use your God-given senses. You have them for a reason. Yeah, and that's why it's getting so big and so many people are waking up to it. Because our souls know when they hear the truth. And just because our brains don't want to hear it, your soul is going to pick at you until you make this right. Or you go get some regretamine.
Where do you get that? It's Whole Foods, and is that in 200 milligram capsules?
What's up, Jonathan? Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, don't ever ask me that question.
All right, sir. Never mind.
How about what are you?
What up, though? What up, though?
What's going on, guys?
Nothing.
Going.
Just choking down some coffee, waking up, getting ready for this Big Friday.
Oh, yeah? What's this Big Friday?
We're here. We're doing this, man. What do you think? How much bigger you want it to be?
So, what were you guys talking about? What I missed? I was cleaning up my car all night. I was out there like 3:30 in the morning cleaning it out.
I was ranting
talking
about
about
I don't even know what I was talking about.
You're talking about the lies, Zach. The flat
yeah.
Earth and what it means.
Mm.
Well, yeah, just the fact that, it doesn't matter what shape it is.
I've said that all along.
Yeah, it's the fact that they're lying about it and they can't hide it. That's, that was the point that grabbed me at the beginning. Because, I knew about all the other stuff, all the different, I don't want to start naming them because.
Here, you know what's more important? You know what's more important than the size of the Earth or the shape of the Earth or anything? The players on it, kind of like a chessboard. And all I know are that the new kings and queens, well, the real kings and queens are coming back to take their positions on the chessboard.
Well, I think the shape is important, and it gives, from what I've looked at, you get a whole different sort of concept of how things function. And, that really does matter, technology or whatever it is. Or
well, I've argued that point on here and on Mark's show. I've said it changes the cosmology of everything and it reshapes everything.
Yeah, when you're looking at the technicals, the shape is very important.
Of course.
But when you're looking at it from the social aspect, the shape doesn't matter. It's
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
it though? Isn't the biggest lie of them all the lie through which all the rest of this bullshit flows? If you don't know where the hell you are, then that's pretty much, hey, you're screwed going forward.
Mm-hmm. And it reconnects us. I think it's going to reconnect us to, these older civilizations and older ideas. And I think that's really, really important, and there's still, I think we're still very young in, trying to get back to some sort of reasonability.
Reconnect us to old ideas or ancient ideas and ancient pasts?
Well, either. We still don't know yet. We're only just sort of, starting to uncover some of these lies and where they actually lead to.
And how many of these lies have been fed to us? Obvious.
Yeah, and I think they're going to come unraveled rather quickly. Tell you the truth, once there's enough people, with that sort of
pulling on the thread.
Yeah, exactly.
The more people you have pulling on it, the faster that thing's going to unwind. Yeah, it's a big web of lies, and now there's people pulling on, all the strings.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's lies out there that haven't been discovered yet, but they're just waiting. They're just sitting there waiting for someone to, pull on that string and start going down that web.
And I noticed this like a while back, like, you know, even if they weren't flat earthers or, you know, doing things, but they were still attacking the system in their own little way, whether it be through sort of, you know, bringing a, you know, showing people that the monetary system's fraudulent and a Ponzi scheme, and, you know, and then you got the flat earth sort of stuff with it. And so there's just lots of little people out there just, you know, doing their thing.
Well,
and, you know, showing, you know, whether it be sort of farming practices or whatever it is, you know, they're just, you know, and that's what I noticed, that there's so many people looking at this stuff and coming to realizations about so many of the different sections of our society that they're actually, you know, with enough people doing that, it just starts to really, well, it gives these people that think they're in control something to think about, because they might not see some of this stuff coming from left field either.
Yeah.
Hard to control a lot of people that, you know, actually dive into their own little niche and tackle it.
Well, think
You know
about
what I'm
the
saying?
list they gave us on the tubers that they were going after. 9/11, anti-vax, flat earth. Can't trust your government, can't trust your doctors. Hell, you can't trust anything. That's pretty much the three big things, you know? So, yeah, the fact that they singled these out specifically. And how many, I mean, we keep seeing these little undercurrents of coming after conspiracy-minded folks and coming after blah, 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 with this idea of, if we can break down their trust in this daddy nanny system of government that's got us all sitting here waiting for a savior.
So wait, what are the three groups? What are the three groups we can't trust? Doctors, who else?
9/11 truthers,
Mhm.
anti-vaxxers, flat earthers. So that means you can't trust your government, you can't trust your doctors, and
Wait,
hell,
I fall into
you
all
can't
three
trust anybody.
categories. That's terrible. You can't trust me.
Are you a doctor?
And I think one of the important ones is the mud flood type, you know, looking at the our history as and uncovering that. I think that's really, it also you know, tackles people in a different way and opens them up in a different way, that they're not so, you know, because someone can show something very you know, just intriguing about our past, and that will, you know, open up a little rabbit hole for people.
I just said I needed to mute Jonathan up. He's clearing his throat a little bit and wasn't going to mute himself.
That was actually me. I unmuted myself. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ, David.
Oh, David.
Amateur.
Professional of me.
Busting at Jonathan.
Here I am thinking, Jesus, Jonathan's an amateur.
The buttons on Skype are always they always confuse me, and I have lystexia. It's worse than dyslexia. It's twice as bad.
Wow, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Good morning, sir.
Well,
Welcome,
I
welcome,
heard
welcome.
your morning song, and I was feeling like, wow, that's very kind of what's the word for racist that has to do with location? Because you're wishing people good morning with poor Lucas sitting there and it's fucking nighttime.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Right, it
At
is.
the app?
Say that again.
Did you know that from looking at the app?
Of course. Oh, I don't even need to look at the app.
Well, your voice don't sound too bad right now.
It's not too bad. I had a light
Cleared it
week. I
up.
had like, I don't know, 18 this week, and I did one last night. It was awesome with this guy. You know, he was just like totally blowing his mind up 50 times. At the end of the hour and a half, he goes, "All right, send me your side of the recording." I'm like, I didn't record my side. You're supposed to record the whole thing.
No way.
So he rescheduled for this morning. I'm like, oh.
That sucks though,
Such a
because he's already been blown away. That's the best part, is watching their face and they're just like, oh,
Yeah.
no way.
That was the best part. He kept like holding his head like, no way. And he was speechless, and now I got to do it again. So whatever.
I love the one you did yesterday. Well, it was released yesterday with the three black guys just sitting there. Didn't have a big channel or anything, but they had some good questions, and they were
the break room guys.
They were getting it. Yeah, they were getting it.
Yeah, I've been just on a tear to do as many interviews as I can before the summer because I like to enjoy my summer a little bit, and I don't really care on the channel size. Just if they're cool people, I'm in. And some of the smaller shows I've done have had huge impacts because other shows see them, some friend sees them. So I don't care how many subs a show has. It's just like, is this person intelligent enough to listen and to have a discussion with me? And I'll do it.
Yeah, and you know how YouTube is anyway. Who says any of these numbers that they're giving us are accurate?
Yeah.
We know they're lying. We know for a fact they're lying.
For a fact.
So how many interviews you got today? You got any?
Today, Friday, I try to stop by 1:00. I have 2 or 3. I think I have just 2.
Just 2.
2, and then I have my big meetup on Saturday. It's funny. My buddy Darren, he's got this cool diner upstate from me, and I met him at the first conference in South Carolina, and we've been talking about doing a meetup at his diner, and it just kind of came to fruition. People hey, I'm in Connecticut. Everyone's in upstate Connecticut, though. I'm like, when are you gonna do a meetup? And I'm like, I should do it at Darren's diner. And then Darren called me on some random thing, and I was like, hey, you want to do a meetup? He goes, yeah, any day. I'm like, okay, let's do it in 2 weeks. He's like, okay. And I figured I would make a little video, send it out. I figured 10 or 20 people would show up. I got 100 RSVPs already.
Nice.
That's gonna be like the Solar Return pre-festival right there.
It's
a meetup.
It's unbelievable how many people are dying to get out and be around like-minded people. There's people. One guy's like, he said he's coming from Arkansas, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going from Arkansas. Like, you can go to Solar Return, I'll allow that, but you're not driving from fucking Arkansas for what I have listed as a 4 or 5 hour meetup. It's going to go longer, but man.
So you're gonna have the drone out?
I'm gonna bring the drone to get a good group photo out in front of the diner. That'll be an awesome photo, but that's probably all we'll do with it.
Yeah. You guys near water at all where you're meeting up?
Not really. We're kind of landlocked.
So you're just gonna hang out there? You planning on doing any like we would walk through a mall or something?
We didn't really. This is a Sunday evening. You gotta be. People have to work on Monday mostly, and I think we're all just gonna gather up. I will probably end up flat smacking the police when they show up because it's gonna be crazy.
So what are the mask laws like up there? Gathering mask laws.
There's no laws. There's just mandates.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Finally compliant people, and I'm the only person, and Paige and I are the only people we see without masks in stores.
You got to get out of Connecticut, man.
I'm working on it, dude. Trust me. It's crazy, but you know what? You know how you're not mandated to wear a mask. If you have a medical reason, you don't have to wear a mask, and you don't have to tell somebody the reason you're not wearing a mask because it's against HIPAA law. We're all aware of that, but that's a little confrontational. And I've used it in the past, and it's worked, but it literally takes a little more guts to do that. But I've taken up a new, friendlier approach where someone says, "Hey, you don't have, why aren't you wearing a mask?" Whatever. I say, "I can't wear a mask," and if they say why, I kindly tell them. I say, because I'm prone to bacterial pneumonia, and wearing a face diaper that rebreathing your own toxins is the best way to get bacterial pneumonia. And that usually stops them right there. And they're like,
yeah, that wakes people up even.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I was in the supermarket, and the guy worked there. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I go, Fauci even did a paper on it once about how, the people during the Spanish flu died from bacterial pneumonia. And he's like, yeah, he goes, those blue masks are really disgusting after a while. And this guy's wearing a cloth mask, and it was filthy. I go, yours is disgusting right now. I just said that to his face. And he's like, really? I wash it all the time. I go, yeah, but you keep touching it. You touched it 3 times already since I've been here. And he's like, oh man. He's like, all right, thanks. He shook my hand, touched me.
See, folks, Dave can tell someone right to their face, dude, that you're disgusting. And they thank him for it.
Disgusting, Zach. I said his mask was disgusting.
Yeah. But on your interviews,
bit
man,
different.
you can call people brainwashed and
because
all these
I point out to them that I was brainwashed. That
Yeah.
that, and I say I call them. And my new thing that I've been doing a lot is I'm calling them willfully ignorant. And then I go, before I heard, I was ignorant to this, but once I heard, I had a choice to be willfully ignorant or to look into it, and I decided to look into it.
Yeah, you know how to poke just right to where it's not offensive.
It's the Jew magic. Come on.
I was gonna say
magic.
Oh, magic of it all. Well, you definitely have the knack, my friend. As Zach says, they're almost thankful after the conversation is over. Most of the time.
Most
I mean, we
of
all
the
get
time.
those.
There's some that
get
are
those.
insane.
Right.
I was on some stupid radio show the other day. I actually didn't list it. I didn't share it because these guys were just so stupid and disrespectful and idiots that I just felt it would cause people brain damage. We'll be back.
And that's break music. Damn, that
That
was
is
quick.
great music.
Yeah, I think our clock's a little off. About a minute.
Yeah, a lot
behind. Yeah. So we're talking to David Weiss here on the Ironworks on Truth Frequency Radio. We shall be right back after they pay some bills.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, X Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Sharonism Raw with Karen and Missa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent, The Eye of Ra with Ra Castaldo, The Infinite Fringe with Billy Ray, Ironworks with Josh Corey, The Kev Baker Show, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117? Or call into your favorite show, toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear on the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
New allegations that COVID death numbers were manipulated. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. The Wall Street Journal reporting members of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's team pressured the state's health department to modify a report last summer.
A July report focused only on residents who died inside long-term care facilities, leaving out those who had died in hospitals. As a result, it said 6,432 nursing home residents had died, but the initial version reported nearly 10,000 deaths.
Fox's Carly Shimkus.
New York Assemblyman Ron Kim responding in a tweet writing, "This is criminal. The governor's top advisors pushed state health officials to strip a public report of the data showing more nursing home deaths." But a senior advisor to the governor pushing back, saying the out-of-facility data was omitted after DOH could not confirm it had been adequately verified.
That report was released about the same time that Governor Cuomo published a book about his leadership during the pandemic. State lawmakers vote today to strip his emergency powers. By this time tomorrow, the Senate will likely have voted on the president's American Recovery Plan. Senate Majority Leader Schumer says to crush the virus and get the country back to normal. But Senate Republican Leader McConnell says it's a Democrat spending spree that's masquerading as COVID relief.
Less than 1% of the money goes to the vaccines that will end this nightmare. Only 9% to the entire healthcare fight altogether.
For 9 hours last night and into this morning, Senate clerks had to read aloud all 628 pages of the bill as Republican Senator Ron Johnson objected to waiving the reading of the bill. Capitol Hill police say they plan to ramp down National Guard presence in Washington over the next 2 months, but they formally asked the Pentagon to continue the Guard's mission until then. A security task force created by the House Speaker will recommend a permanent quick reaction force to protect the Capitol. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, I'm afraid of course, there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
The iron you need to get what you want.
And welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx, kicking off right now. We're hanging out with David Weiss this morning. David and I have single-handedly converted no fewer than half of the entire St. Louis Cardinals professional Major League Baseball team.
We have?
We have. If you can scroll back to Zach's channel, he put a video out on it. Adam Wainwright was announcing a baseball game, and I think he was sort of running out of things to say.
I heard that.
Yeah, and had actually outed half the team as being flat earthers. Amongst them, the smartest, most intelligent player on the team is a flat earther. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Of course it does. Yeah, it's just obvious. You would just assume.
Yeah, he uses NASA-like data on his swing. That's what they said.
Nice.
That's how he is. He uses NASA. He's that smart.
Yeah, I want to bring up something that there's some. I'm not going to mention anyone's name because I just don't really care. People are like, one quote was, "Who appointed Dave Weiss as the mayor of Flat Earth or whatever?" And the answer is nobody. I'm just doing these interviews because, as I think Zach, you said it earlier, that this is the most important message. I mean, it's what I say all the time. This message is so important that. That's why I quit my job, and luckily, with my app and everything, I'm able to support myself. And I figured, all right, if I could just support myself with the app before, if I go full time, it'll be even more support. And nobody's appointed me, nobody's paying me. I'm doing this myself because I feel that if we ever get our freedoms back, I mean, this place is insane. The whole world is insane. How long are we going to be able to keep it? If we're lost in space, spinning out of control, not knowing who we are, where we are, you guys are all on board with that. It just astounds me, the stupidity in this world and how lost people are. And I've lost my tolerance for stupidity, for one, although I somehow maintain it on some of those shows. But I'm also to the point where I want other people to start speaking up. It's everyone's like, yeah, I'm a flat earther, but my family doesn't know. My brother and my friends don't know. It's too late for that. You have to tell everybody. You have to tell anyone willing to listen. And if everyone did that, it would be over.
Yeah, it could be over tomorrow. It could be over today in an hour if everybody would just, wake up out of this spell. That's my favorite part when you tell people, okay, so say one day we win and we get our freedom.
Yeah.
How long are we going to be able to hold it?
Right, because there will be people here that know the truth of this world and the magic of this world. This world, I don't have a better word. It's magical. I mean, the way Lucas describes the Earth battery, it blows my mind. It's above my, and by the way, I'm not the smartest flat earther. They're by far. You guys are like so far ahead of me on topics, but it doesn't matter. All you have to do is know that the Earth is flat, and you're smarter than 99% of the friggin' world.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's kind of an insult by saying that. It's really not a compliment because the world is so stupid. It's like, hey, you're smarter than a dog, dude.
Oh, that's funny.
And all the stuff I present, I didn't come up with most of it. I mean, I came up with some of it, like the sun fade outs and stuff and some stuff, but I watch everyone's videos and I take all the information and I share it. And I hope people do that with my information. And I'm constantly, when I talk about the Earth battery, I'm like, LC King, write that down. LC King. I go, don't multitask, watch his video, don't let your head explode, breathe, and you'll start
And then
to
go
see.
back and watch it again.
Yeah, we'll back and watch it again. That's what I told people to do with Zach's video. I'm like, you can do this. This isn't above your head. Just pay attention. Watch it again.
I got a lot of that in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch this a few more times, but I think I got it.
Yeah. There's I get trolls that follow me from channel to channel. And I've been exposing them on the show. I always say, hey, watch out. You'll see these trolls there. And they'll just make comment after comment after comment offering no globe proof. When you go check their channel, they're empty. And I call those the globe proof channels. Right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then people are like, you're right. There's all these empty channels that are commenting. I'm like, don't you think if you were spending all of your time going after flat earthers that you have all the proofs on your channel? I'm like, well, they do. There's nothing.
There it is.
Could you imagine if you didn't believe in aliens? Would you go and heckle and follow people who were talking about aliens everywhere they went? No.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah, this is the most polarizing topic. I think that's why it's so hard to talk about. We've been brainwashed since before we could talk.
So I haven't had time to do this, but when I have a few hours, I'm going to make a channel. You know how there's a channel like 15 degrees of rotation. Thanks, Bob. That's the name of a channel, or globe, whatever. All of these just troll bot channels.
The troll channels, right?
Yeah, I want to make a channel called something like the Globe Proof Official channel, something like that. And then I'm going to fill it with a dozen videos of globe proofs, and it'll just be like 15, 20-second videos. One of them will be just like a whole bunch of pictures of Earth. Proof, bam, Earth is globe.
Gotcha.
And that's one video. And another video is just all the ridiculous globe proofs, right? And then I'll have a channel that has like 15 videos on it, and then I will go troll my own videos. I'll be like, don't let this guy, he's a scammer. All the globe proofs are on my channel. Check them out. And then they'll go there and there'll be these cool videos that suck.
Brilliant.
Red herrings for them. Yeah.
It's not red herring. Well, it is a red herring, I guess. But it's when you look at the globe proofs, the more you look at them, the more quicker you'll become a flat earther.
Yeah, exactly.
You realize it's like, wow, I believe that? No, I don't believe that, do I? When you explain the model to them, okay, you're spinning this fast. The Earth's going around the sun, 66,600. And did you know the sun's, when you told those guys that the sun was moving 500,000 miles through the solar system, all their faces were like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's
the sun doesn't move.
Yeah, the two things that globers have in common: they don't know the heliocentric model, and they don't know they think the flat Earth model is something that it's not. That's kind of
exactly.
When Zach, you listening to all my videos, it's a lot of the same stuff. So for me, I'm like, did I even say that on this show already? I have no idea what I said 10 minutes earlier. And I try to keep track of what's going on, but even though I'm repeating myself, I'm talking to new people. I have to remember that because it makes me a little insane. But I try to add new stuff all the time. So I appreciate
saw that you dropped a couple new ones in.
Yeah, so people are sending me. There's one guy, he does really good memes, like the one that did the deepest hole meme with the apple, the hole, and the meme of the Earth. That's people are making me memes and sending them, and then I'm adding them to my presentation, which I appreciate. Also, you guys, y'all have checked out the images feature on the app, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's like all the ones you put up there.
Yeah, so I started with the images in my book.
Yeah, and awesome idea, dude.
Somebody just yesterday, while I was doing the Jeranism Stein show, said, "Hey, Dave, what about can you add the Elon Musk Project Mars image?" And it did, boom, right there on the show. 10 seconds later, I sent him a link. I go, "It's on the app." And boom, it's in the app. So if anyone's like listening to my shows or looking at that going, "I wish there was a picture of this." If you have a good quality image, send it to me. Or you can even say, "Hey, can just tell me what it is?" And I'll be like, "Hey, that's a good idea. I'll put an image together and I can add it to the app and it's there in seconds."
I'm going to send you a photo we had not too many weeks back of this Hubble image of a comet, the most amazing thing we've seen yet. And it looks like some cell-shaded image from a video game. It is the most ridiculous thing yet. It's pretty awesome. I'll send it to you.
Well, last night I showed my wife the lunar lander, and she'd never seen it, and she's just like, "What? It looks like
what?
School children made it," and she's like, "That's not real."
That's the hard thing. When you show someone that's never seen it, they're like, "That's not real," and you have to convince them that it's real. It's like the story of Flight 93. You're like, "Here's the official story. It buried into the ground so deep because the ground liquefied that they couldn't dig it out." They're like, "Get the frig out of here."
Yep, that's my go-to, everyone, for that 9/11 story. I said, to believe that, you've got to believe the 9/11 Commission report. And to believe the 9/11 Commission report, you got to believe that Shanksville plane hit the ground so fast that it liquefied the earth. And it buried it so deep that nobody will ever be able to dig that evidence out of the ground to take a look at it. It's gone.
I don't even believe that that's the official story, but it is.
I know,
Right?
and it actually is. It is. I love to sit around a picture of a guy standing next to a plane engine working on it and go, "Don't forget, 8 of these disappeared that day. 8 of these disappeared that day."
Didn't one of them land a couple blocks away?
No, that was that paper passport that somehow survived.
Oh no, it was a wheel.
couldn't even
A
do that with a
wheel.
straight face.
The engine disappeared, but the wheel survived. That's right.
Yeah.
I've forgotten more about 9/11 than most people will ever know.
Isn't that like against the rules of physics? So you would think that they would want to study this. Like, it liquefied the ground, people. This
No,
isn't
Zach,
something that happened.
we must get rid of the evidence quickly to heal the hearts of the poor people. We must get
the
we must
feeling.
get beyond this.
We gotta help everybody's feelings. I'm sorry, I forgot. I must be heartless.
You are. You don't care about poor Lucas. You keep saying good morning, and this guy's ready to go to bed.
I don't say good morning. I don't.
It's not my fault he time travels in the future.
Yeah.
So where can people, if they have these ideas and stuff, Dave, what's the easiest way to get a hold of you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I give out my email address all the time because that's the best way to get me. But if you're gonna send me something, I love the long notes and stuff. They're just backpiling. I don't have time to read all of them. It sucks. But if you have an image, just send me an email to info@theflatearthpodcast.com. It says image for app. Put the image in there. You know, if you want to pull up 1 or 2 sentences, that's fine. And if I like it, it's good. You know, I asked Iru for some images, and he sent me like 150 images, but there's like type in Spanish all over them, and I was like, I used like 2 of them. So just it has to be a nice, clean, good quality image, and I can put it on the app. So I just started the app off with the images from my book and a few others that I had collected, and it'll grow as we come across better new ones. And I'm trying to keep them organized, like NASA's together and planets are together and maps are together. And
now, would you rather have an image without any writing on it, and maybe what the meme explains, and then you could add the text to it? Would you rather have it like that?
Yeah. So if you have an image and you think it needs some type, send me just the image and I'll add the type, because I can kind of keep the type a little more consistent that way. But also, the minimum amount of type, the better. Like when you go to the lunar lander, it doesn't need any explanation.
Yeah,
it really doesn't.
Yeah.
I saw that thing when I was 8 years old down in Cape Canaveral, and I asked my dad, So where's the real one? No joke. Those are the words that came out. He's like, no, that's it. And I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And I never, ever believed it. I mean, I believed at that time that they went to the moon, but not in that. I didn't buy that. That thing I was looking at landed on the moon. There was no way. At 8 years old, I could tell.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, I cheated. I dropped you one right there in our Skype behind the scenes there of the space potato from the game. So that is Hubble giving us that image, sir.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
I'll take a look at that. Yeah, so the people can send them to me, and I hope to add 100 more images, but I want to kind of keep. I don't want to have a bunch of garbage in there. You don't want to use what the elite are using to hide everything on YouTube. It's the turd in the punch bowl. There's so many turds in the punch bowl, you can't find a friggin' piece of fruit. And that's that's kind of one of the feedback I've been getting on the app is it's the only way to find the information. I mean, it's the easiest way in your pocket.
It is truly.
Yeah, there's so many websites. I tell people everything in the app is free online, but what you can find in 5 hours on the app will take 500 hours online if you have the duration. So if you're 495,
done all the research.
Yeah, if your 495 hours are not worth $3, you have bigger issues, and you shouldn't be focusing on flat Earth. What is that? Wait, what is that image I'm looking at? I don't even know what that is. Walt.
That is a comet. That is a comet that flew by the other side of the moon.
Oh boy!
And this is our closest image that Hubble has given us yet of such a comet to see the detail and it's cell shaded. Look at. I'll find the link for the story.
Does it have a? I believe you. Does it have a name like?
It did in the story again. I don't remember. Right. I'll find the story for the name. Hang on.
What's the name of the comet, Walt? You were saying that they're trying to erase from history? Like you can't find any information on it anymore?
I remember speaking about it, but I'll have to look it up.
Hale-Bopp? Was it Hale-Bopp?
No. It's the Shoemaker Levy, the one that hit Jupiter way back. That one was
I remember
everywhere.
That was the coolest thing ever, dude.
Exactly.
Don't tell me that was fake.
Anything about it hardly. It's pretty crazy. Now I say that, now everybody will find 30 links, but when I was looking for a story about it to talk about it here on the show, I could find hardly anything. Because to me, that was a big thing back in the day. Everybody was kind of, or I say everybody, all of us UFO nuts.
Let me know the name of that comet and the date that it flew by Earth.
I will definitely do that for you, sir. I definitely will. But yeah, finding anything these days, unless you have it history bookmarked, a link somewhere, you've downloaded the actual PDF or the image itself, it's just one of those things. It's not even funny how hard it is to find information. Even for those of us who know what to look for, specific searches and specific keywords. We were talking about that last night, or I dropped a note last night in our pre-show chat about some info I was trying to find. Someone mentioned just a crazy random topic, and I wanted to point them to some Hattie Bob information or research. So I went to a link, I thought, and it's not there. I went to another one. I finally went to the Wayback Machine. I looked and looked and looked and could find nothing anywhere. The only thing I know that exists is Josh's talk about it on the Dave show, the Dave Glover show, which I'll have to link, I guess, to this person and let them hear that. So, but anyway, yeah, finding stuff, if it's not on Dave's app, or if you don't have it bookmarked, it's not there. And I think part of that is us all kind of getting complacent in our knowledge, knowing the Earth's flat, knowing we've been lied to, knowing we have to be diligent and discern these things for ourselves. So we get kind of comfortable. We stop looking at the videos. We stop looking at those pages, and they just kind of drift away. And now you can't find it. And it's really upsetting. So I'm glad you're collecting them, sir.
Yeah, so I when there's a good video, I actually mirror it on my channel, not on the DITRA channel, on another channel. I just keep it as unlisted, so when it does disappear, I could just list it again. And here's something that it's easy to do. I forget how to do it, but Library and Odyssey are brother and sister. Odyssey is a mirror of Library, kind of. And there's a way, a lot of people don't know this, on Library that you can go in and say, hey, here's my YouTube ID channel, and you type in all your information, mirror all my videos. So you put up anything on YouTube, it automatically goes to Odyssey within a couple of hours.
Yep. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So the remember the clip I used of the two guys, the Red and the other Suck It podcast. I took a clip of how stupid they were, and I made it, and it got like 10,000 views. And then he gave me a takedown strike for using his content, which I've protested, and it is fair use. So hopefully YouTube has a half a brain, but it's still on Odyssey. So I lost the files and everything because I didn't have them, but it's on Odyssey. So everybody, if you have a channel, go to the library, just say how to mirror YouTube on the library automatically. It's a pretty simple setup. And then anytime you put up a video, it's on Odyssey and it's undeletable on Odyssey is the way I understand it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just backed up my channel again. Actually, Bob did. I have it on a couple different hard drives now. I was thinking of going back and redoing a lot of my electricity videos, the ones I did with my phone back in Indiana. It's real grainy. The audio is horrible. It was just me and the phone hitting record and then throwing it up. But I just did a lot of stuff, and I think it would help people comprehend the way electricity works a lot better.
It's okay to upload a video again with a little change, and I've been, some of my stuff, it's shadow banned, like YouTube. Like I'll go through my list. I'm like, where did that video go? So I'll just take it and I'll find it and then I'll re-upload it. And people are like, I've never seen that. I'm like, because there's so many new people, you have to remember that they're looking for new videos. They're not going through old videos. So that's why
I noticed that nobody watches the old stuff. If it's over a couple years old, unless it's like on your app, I still get views from stuff you shared, way back.
Yeah.
The Is Gravity Incoherent Magnetism? That was like one of the most viewed in the last week. Because you had shared my recent video about gravity. And then people go back into your app and go looking through all the gravity stuff.
Well, I shared your video, as I told you the other day, is I think the best, most comprehensive video explaining gravity. And I've watched it half a dozen times. I got to keep watching it because it needs to soak in even more.
Yep.
It's
Marinate
so,
a little bit, right?
So friggin'. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. Somebody, the one of the trolls popped on it was actually on the meetup video, and they're like, okay, flatties, try, and then how come no flat earther will ever explain gravity on your system? If you walk to the edge of the earth, you'd be pulled to the center, just the whole Vsauce crap. Can anyone answer that? I'm waiting, and I'm like, here, watch this. Watch it as many times as you need to until you get it. he went silent. He went silent.
Yeah, I definitely need to do a longer video with all the different stuff, because all my little bits and pieces are all sort of put through different videos and they're not really coherent. So
Lucas,
I want to make a big
the building process there, Lucas, of how you've come to where you are. I like that too, but that's hard to put on out all in one spot like Dave has. So
Lucas, you have a whole bunch of videos that I short ones, medium sized ones that are great, and you have a lot of other stuff mixed in there. Make a playlist of like, hey, if you want someone to understand your Earth battery thing, what are the top 10 videos in order that you want them to do, and just make a playlist and call that start here, something like that. And that's what I do. Like today's video on the app is an old one by Matt Long from Woketown, and it's the compilation of a flat non-rotating plane documents, and it's short. But I today on the app, if you hit it, I have a whole playlist of Matt's videos, Matt's short videos, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and so people that have never seen his stuff, we've all seen it, but we forget about it, and then there's so many new people, so they're gonna hit it. So the push notification is going to come out actually in 36 minutes. And because it's already on the app, but I kind of wait until like 7 o'clock for the notification to go out. So then people will see this list, and they'll be able to go through them. It's awesome.
Well, just that idea of a list. I mean, that's something we all were doing a lot back in the day when we were fresh, new, young YouTubers and trying to get this thing out there. And like I said, the complacency, I've got this, they'll find it thing just doesn't work, especially with all those new people. So put a list together for sure on your channel if there's some stuff you want to have saved. And that idea of yours, man, having it on an unlisted channel, that is brilliant. That is a backup I wasn't even thinking of. So I'm going to have to start doing that myself. I like that. I love it.
Cool.
Man, I think we are sneaking up on another break here in just a second. And with the way our clock is being so wonky this morning, it literally probably will sneak up on us. Man, thank you all for being here in chat. I've been paying attention. I've been lost here with David, damn it, but I'm trying to catch up and play up with y'all. So I believe, is that
And
noise?
during the break, you can go on your app and click the photos icon, and the second photo is Walt's asteroid meme.
That dude is working even as he speaks. I love it. That's brilliant. There it is. I hear music. Thank you so much, David. We'll be right back, everybody. One more segment. Hang out if you can. Hope you can hang out with us too.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured truthfrequencyradio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
For millennia, mankind has been searching for answers to the big questions, such as, where did the universe come from? Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? And just what the heck is the Sasquatch all about? I can't promise you answers, and neither can the Woo Crew, but they invite you to join them Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight in the UK, for Freaky Friday, exclusively on Truth Frequency Radio. Spirituality, multiverse, quantum mechanics, the occult, and so much conspiracy analysis that it will make your mind melt. Take my word for it. Freaky Friday. It's more than a show. It's a way of life. I am Stephen Hawking, and I am proud to be a Wookiee.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires, in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
So sorry, David. He's sitting right here, Stephen. Come on, man. Some people
can't take that guy anywhere.
Hey, I'm looking at the image. Actually, I changed it already. So if you're looking at it, you can go out and come back in. But if you look at the asteroid, you can see all of the particles that are falling off behind it. So those particles are left in a trail, and that trail is actually spiraling through the galaxy, keeping up with the Earth. So next year, when we go through it again, it fully explains how meteor showers work to me. Makes perfect sense. These trails are following us, corkscrewing through the universe. So every August, we go through the Perseus Trail. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's why they need this dark matter and dark energy. They have to have all this dark matter and dark energy because the way gravity works, the sun wouldn't pull on all this stuff at the same. Those meteors should be falling off rapidly compared to the Earth and this and that, It's all about size in their model and mass, and blah, blah, blah.
And this image source is the Hubble Space Telescope. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing because someone will want to say that, that's just an artist rendition. Well, that artist is the Hubble Telescope.
Maybe that's why they're retiring it and giving us the new, what is it? Jack Parsons scope. I don't know. I'm being silly. I know somebody else got one name for it.
I'm kind of looking through it, looking for something that's stepped and repeated, like some of these little specs and stuff. I'm sure they're in there.
Oh, promise.
Yeah. It's.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I thought of that video game, Borderlands. I mean, it literally looks like the artwork from that game. In fact, if you pull a boulder up, I'm sure from that game, it looks just like that.
I want to know why we even waste money on Hubble anymore when we have Sophia that can take better pictures from a plane here on Earth now. I mean, we all know how technology is. You know how old Hubble is now?
Gets better with age, my friend. Come on.
Xbox, the original Xbox, when Hubble was sent up there.
Wait, Xbox isn't a thing anymore?
The original one, yeah. Takes you back.
I was playing the original Atari. That's the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you. 2600. I'm there.
Yeah.
Combat. Me and you, brother. I'll take
Warlords. Best game ever.
Oh, what? Give me my controller. It's on.
What about the old Commodore 64? That was a.
Yeah,
I remember
had
playing that as a kid. I don't know how I ended up having it, but you had to put the
You ever
floppy
hear
disk
of-
in. And
Yeah, I had one of those. It was called ColecoVision though. The thing was bigger than a computer, and when you looked inside the housing for it, it had these. There was only like 4 slots out of like 70 slots in this thing that were filled, and they had this big, huge, giant box for it, and it came with a big, bulky computer monitor. It was like a computer, but it only played like 8 games. That's what I started with. Yeah, it was weird. River Raid or
Yeah.
River Run. That was my favorite game.
the old Commodore 64 had a blue screen. You know, you had to press load and then run, and it was a little different.
Ran off DOS. Oh yeah.
I did an interview yesterday or the day before with a black gentleman from England. I'm always fascinated with from black people with strong English accents for some reason. And this guy, you know, he totally understood everything I said, and his eyes were popping out of his head. You're gonna love it, Zach. And he says he's gonna release it to me unlisted next weekend. So I'm gonna try to put it on the. I will actually feature this one. This one's worth featuring. And it's a real great awakening. It's like equivalent to the 4 guys in England, but 1 guy alone.
Nice.
I blew up his world.
I love the late night bed talk one.
Oh my God!
It was
girl.
worth the wait. It was worth the wait for the end. You were right.
Yeah.
That one was cut a little short.
Well, that was it.
She
Yeah.
was just being ignorant.
She beyond ignorant. She was being like, God, I hope she wants to get the vaccine. I'm sure she does. I hope she gets it. I mean, I wouldn't really hope that on anybody, but she needs the vaccine. She needs to be safe.
I won't ruin it for you guys, but yeah, if you can't make it through, just go listen to the last minute.
Well, you have to. You can't just listen to the last minute. You have to see how stupid she is. You have to listen to the last 5 minutes.
Once you put up with enough, exactly. Because at the beginning they weren't that stupid. So do the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. The way you ended that one was priceless. Oh my God! And the comments were hilarious.
Yeah.
Go in and read the comments.
I couldn't help myself.
Well,
sometimes midweek I get like to the point where I'm just like I can't take it anymore. I've had runs of like dumb show after dumb show, but then I have and literally, I don't want to say it sucks the energy out of me, but man, it's like draining. But then I'll do another show with somebody that gets it. I'm like, all right, I'm back.
Yeah, it fuels you,
Yeah.
So do you do anything specific? Sorry, Zach, to decompress and get rid of all that negative bullshit that they bring to you?
I'm pretty good at releasing it. I'm pretty good at ignoring comments and stuff. So they bring it. I process it a little bit, and then I kind of just let it go, and then I focus on the next one, and the next one's a great one. So then I'm good. I don't let things beat me up too much. Sometimes I do go. I'm on my studios on the 4th floor. And I'll go downstairs and I'll just curl up into a ball next to Paige, and I'm just like, oh my God, the stupidity! It's too much. I can't handle it. And she'll pat me on the back. She's like, it's okay. The next one will be good. And the stupid ones are some of the best though, because they wake up other people. People like, I don't want to be that stupid. So they all have
both helps. Both helps definitely.
Yeah. I did a series,
and it makes it enjoyable for us as flat earthers too to sort of just to watch.
I did in a week. In a week, I did three or four that were just morons. The Reds guy and going back a little ways, Wessam's. I don't know if you remember Wessam's World, but I was like the 4 dumbest ones I ever did were all redheads. Now I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying they're all redheads. Okay. And
all right, here's a classic for you, Dave. You and I called into a radio program called Dark 30 Radio, I think, and we talked to some guy. I don't think he was tied to NASA, but he was supposed to be some really smart, intelligent science guy. There was going to be a debate, But he got sidetracked because he was at a UFO conference. And he literally talked to us, saying things like, I can't believe I'm talking about flat Earth, standing at a UFO conference.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah, that's been a minute. Oh, but yeah, that dude just was too much. He couldn't believe he was talking to us while he's standing there with people with green hats on or whatever. Yeah.
I forget which one it was. I was on one where the guy was just so stupid. It might have been the one that I rage quit, but I sent it to Russian
That's
Vids.
rare.
Yeah, well, it is rare, but occasionally it happens. And Russian Vids looked into the guy, and the guy that was just being stupid and argumentative, he's a systems engineer for Jeff Bezos at Blue Horizon.
Was that Rocket Man?
He wasn't Rocket Man. I don't remember.
I remember there were like 3 guys and you.
Yeah, and the guy on the bottom left, just
bottom
totally
left, yeah, jerk off.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that guy. But the other guy wanted to find out more about it. There was one guy there who was like, he's like, what, you just pissed him off. Why is he, you made him go away, and I wanted to find out more information. Yeah, he did.
I think he got mad at the Rocket guy because he put his hand over his camera or put his camera down and stepped away for a minute.
Yeah.
Right after you left. Yeah.
He wanted
no,
to
he
learn
was
more.
all about it. Yeah.
That's good.
He's
So
from Greenville, right?
Just for him.
Is he going to be at the Solar Return by any chance?
I don't know.
I know that guy in the bottom right was from Greenville, I heard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
that was funny, though, because it was basically they're all sitting there and go, did he just go? Or what? They're just wondering what happened. You're like, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah. I'd love humor, but the problem was they weren't funny and they were stupid. I can only take so much unfunny stupidity at once. Now, if they were stupid and funny, I would have hung out.
Yeah, these Rocket guys, they cannot stand when you have an answer for everything.
Yeah, that's their biggest complaint. You got an answer for everything. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know everything, but I do have an answer because I've looked into it. You haven't.
That's your complaint? That's your complaint? Imagine if I didn't. Then your complaint, well, you don't have an answer for that. You don't have an answer for this. You don't have an answer for this. Oh, you got an answer for everything. Geez, you just can't win with some people.
Yeah, it's like complaining to Google that you type in something and it comes up with what you need.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The guy I was doing last night, which was good, he's like, well, I looked into this and, do you guys really believe that the Earth rises at 9.8 meters per second? I'm like, you went to the Flat Earth Society. Yeah, and it's amazing.
Right, sends everybody.
And people, Dave, you're giving this, you always have, how do you have everything ready? How do you know what they're going to ask? I'm like, there's only 10 questions that they ask. I mean, what do Glovers ask? What do they?
Glovers too.
What do they throw out there as proof?
Yeah,
there's only like 10 things.
Yeah, we asked all these questions ourselves. That's what a lot of people don't realize. We didn't grow up as flat earthers. People say, "Oh, you flat earthers, you have such closed minds." It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
How could somebody who changed their whole view have a closed mind?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you have the closed mind. Think about it. Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole psychology of it, that's where the small hat magic comes in. The music.
Dude, think about an awesome movie and take out the soundtrack, the music soundtrack. It's like you lose attention. Music is part of humanity. That's why we're not allowed to sing anymore. Don't sing.
I used to work in I'm sorry, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's it.
Well, no, I used to work in a video store, and we would not always, but we would get in these like cuts of movies that were literally print cuts that didn't have music. They had the little running tag under the bottom with all the time cuts and all that. I don't know how this guy was getting this stuff, but we would get them early before they were released, that kind of thing. And dude, it is like kind of like taking the laugh track away from a comedy sitcom. It just changes it. It's like watching psychopaths do stuff, which I guess you have to be a psychopath, I don't know, to do those convincing portrayals. But yeah.
You know, Owen Benjamin pointed that out a lot, where the laugh tracks, he got like Seinfeld without the laugh track. It's not funny. It's not funny. Like, if you want to be funny, do your comedy without a laugh track. So,
Yeah,
you know,
then you're funny. Then you're actually making people laugh.
yeah, the whole laugh track is literally mind control. It's like if somebody gets hit in the head with a 2x4 because someone's holding it on their shoulder, it's not funny unless somebody laughs. Then it's funny.
Yeah, if you don't, here's a test you can do. Take the scariest movie that you've ever seen, you know, the one that you don't like the most. And instead of playing, you know, the actual sound to it, put a Benny Hill song when the scary parts are coming on. It's not scary anymore.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
really
there's a few
isn't.
channels that take the trailers from famous movies and recut them. So, like The Shining as a romantic comedy, or, you know, French Connection as a sci-fi drama, whatever. It's that I can't think of any handy. I'll see if I can link a few in chat for you. But yeah, that just, you can convincingly turn it into a completely different movie.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, music
I only
is
remember that chef one where, you know, I don't know, I forget his name. He always swears a lot, but they cut it into, you know, he was saying different things, dirty things.
This is Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, that one's great. Gordon Ramsay talks dirty.
Hey, for people, you know, that have good videos or like video, you know, there's have video collections, upload them. Just keep uploading them on every platform. Upload them on YouTube. Change the titles. You know, just upload them. And people are getting away from, like, don't put Flat Earth in the title, will be censored. Put Flat Earth in the title. I say put it in, because people go on YouTube and they search for Flat Earth, and the only thing that comes up are troll videos, because we all took Flat Earth out of our titles and out of our keywords. So, you know, I've encouraged people to do it. A lot of people do it. Just mirror my videos, mirror anyone's videos that allows you to, and most people do, and just re-upload them as, you know, amazing new Flat Earth proof or whatever. Just put Flat Earth in. So, you know, yesterday there was one channel that a troll channel that uploaded 50 freaking videos in a row that were anti-Flat Earth, and it's just old stupid crap. So we can fight back by putting more fruit in the punch bowl.
They double whammied us, and that's something I didn't even realize. Not only did they say they were going to edit and censor our content, but we started editing and censoring ourselves by taking it out of our keywords and our fucking titles. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's brilliant too, isn't it?
So sometimes when a troll video comes up, where I did it a couple weeks ago, and they and also a good thumbnail, it makes a huge difference. So I took their exact video and I just put a laugh track behind it, right? And because it was like some crazy stuff, and I literally changed the whole meaning of it. And then I used their thumbnail, their key description, their title, everything. I just put it up. So when you search Flat Earth and sort by date, mine comes up right in front of theirs.
See, these are the little tricks, folks. They use them against us, but they do it for evil. When you do it for good, it's not bad. It's all about intent.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, Tuesday. You know, when you use the music to hold people's attention, if your message is good and pure, then it's not a evil, wicked, bad thing to use this magic.
Zach, I am, you know, I guess I suffer from short attention span because I'm usually, you know, or maybe I used to, maybe I'm over it. Especially with Flat Earth now, like, oh great, a 2-hour video, perfect. The reason I started editing music because it helped me focus on my own videos. Half the stuff I do is just for me. You know, I literally made the app for me, because when I'm talking to people about Flat Earth, I'm like, I needed some graphics. I'm like, I wish I had that animation, and I decided to make an app. And then I was like, wait, this is pretty good. Let me list it. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you want to find the app, folks, it's only $2.99. Blue Water Bay, Flat Earth, Sun Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. It's awesome. There's a couple out there that are free, made by a bunch of globe trolls. They want you to click on it, and it's just a bunch of stupid crap to make you turn away from Flat Earth, you know?
Yeah.
So it's worth it. $3, you're buying them half a warm beer.
You've been listening to my shows, man.
He knows still. Yes, he does. Hey, and I don't know if you were listening earlier, Dave. It seemed like you may have been. You were there in chat, but the idea that Lucas was having there about integrating the different calendars that are being hidden from us.
I came in the middle of that. Explain that, what your guys were
Throw
talking
it at him, Lucas.
Oh, it's just basically I was looking at the different calendars and how they're put together, and basically the 364-day calendar is a solar lunar calendar, and if you for the solar side of things, it's 12 days, 30 days, and that will give you plus the 4 days, which will be the solstices and the equinoxes. So that's 364. And then the lunar calendar is 28 days and 13 months. So that's the 364-day calendar. And I just thought if it would be good to have something where you could flip between our normal calendar and a 364-day calendar or a 365 different setup, and that it links up with the zodiac. So it's something I've been sort of working on for a fair while and still need to do more on it. But yeah, I thought that would be really cool to have a different layout for our, seasons as well as the calendar.
That's interesting. I'll have to look at that. I keep adding more stuff. I'm adding the next update, which should be coming out early next week, will be the custom backgrounds. So
That's awesome.
Well, right now we have custom backgrounds, but if you put an image in there, it's the current background. But as soon as you change the image, that your custom background drops out of the app. So I'm going to set it up where you can add as many as you want, and then those will be the first in the front of the list. So if you add 5 backgrounds, the first 5 on the list will be your custom backgrounds. And you can remove them or keep them, and they won't drop out when you change the background.
That's
nice.
Awesome.
Very nice. You're gonna have to up the price soon.
Yeah. You know what? People are buying it, and I personally think it's worth a lot more. But I want this to get out there. It's as I've said it before that I'm not on this. Somebody accused me of going on a marketing campaign tour. That's why I'm doing all these things to sell apps. No, I'm doing this to sell, to inform people, and I'm selling apps as a tool to do it. And again,
it gives you the time to spread this word.
Right. We all need to make money. I was like, when anybody gives me crap about it, I'm like, did you go to work? You should go work for free. Right? Why are you accepting money for what you do? You should work for free.
Exactly. As many hours as you put into this stuff. I mean, $2.99 a person. Just think how much everybody gives NASA.
Right.
Is forced to give NASA. And nobody's forcing anybody to buy your app, and you give so many of them out anyway.
And also the subscription, people wanted a way to donate. You're not allowed to have a donate button. So I did put a subscription in there for 99 cents or $10, $11 a year, but you don't have to subscribe. It only pops up once a day. There's no ads. You can exit out within less than a second, and it's gone. And you still get everything. So suck it.
Well, Dave, keep it up, man.
Zach, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, man.
I know this is going to be fun. Got any new magic tricks for me? Blow my mind.
I might have another little small hat trick for you.
I'm glad you showed me that one, so I can do more.
I did show you how to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't tell anybody.
It's funny. I have an add-on to that. I know we're coming to the end here, but I can even tell you how it works and then do it again, and you're like, wait a minute.
And you're still going, what? I love those kind of tricks. Those are my favorites. When you can show them how you're doing it and still break their brain. That's awesome stuff. Yeah, we're going to have to get together on some of that. I used to be a little bit of a prestidigitator myself. But it's been a minute.
This trick, folks, got me mad at David for a second.
Oh, that's
do it to Iru, and I was like, no, they're in on it together. They got to be in on it together. That's what I thought. And they did it to me, and I was like, fuck you. Fuck that. No way. Bullshit. How did you do this?
One I forget who it was. Somebody was like blown away, and then they called into one of our shows, and he was still freaking out about the trick. And I go, here. I go, hold the card up to your head, and I'll tell you what color it is. That was the second trick, the color. And he held the card up, and I go, black. And he pulls it down. And he goes, motherfucker. And I was like, that was a 50-50 chance right there.
Yeah, you got me on that one too. I guessed the right color on that last card. That threw me right there. Yeah, but you're right, 50-50.
So yeah,
you know,
Alan in chat reminds us we are coming up to the end. So David, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. It was an absolute honor and a pleasure.
Great way to start my day. Great way to finish Lucas's day. Don't forget about poor Lucas.
That's it. Thank you, Jonathan. Love you, brother.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, David.
Guys.
Make sure you guys tune in this afternoon to Have No Sphere. We'll have Travis Finley, the Aether Band Boy himself of Redhead Radio fame, discussing the Aether Band and some perspective on what's going on there. Anyway, be good, be well. We love you. Bye-bye.